to talk about some irrational thoughts that I was having this morning, because when I talk about them, it helps me process and it helps others process as well. So I hope this helps you on your journey because it's very relatable to hear other people's stories and what they're going through, because it makes it more tangible in your own life. And so we're just going to ramble here for a minute. Okay. So I am currently hosting a academy, the Quantum Evolution Academy. It's a 12-week program, and we are going over so many things. Okay, we're just going to talk about them real quick. Okay, so conscious mindset reprogramming, healing your central nervous system, processing your emotions, quantum manifestation, improving your self-concept, parallel lives, connecting to different timelines, the Akashic records, soul contracts, karmic lessons, everything that you can think of in this program. Okay, and at the beginning stages, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I have enough to offer everyone, right? Letting my imposter syndrome get the best of me. And when it turns out it's too much, not too much for people to understand and implement into their lives, but there's so much content that I'm getting some feedback of, hey, it's a lot to try and work through all this in a week period because it's 12 weeks and each week has its own theme, which I totally understand, because there are a ton of implementation processes and tools and resources and so many videos, and then we're meeting once a week on Zoom. It's a lot, okay? But like in the best way. And I was telling everyone that the reason that I was making this program so incredibly extensive, even though at the beginning I had this imposter syndrome that it wasn't going to be, but nothing I do is like that. It's always doing the most, okay? So I said the reason that I wanted to put so much into this program is because I want you to have all the tools and resources available for you. And, I don't have all the tools and resources, but I have a lot of them. And they're things that I have utilized in my own life and in my clients' lives, and that have benefited myself and them. But it's a lot in 12 weeks. And so I have been sitting here thinking, okay, maybe I need to extend this program and maybe like make it 6 months, or not have as many Zoom meetings, and have more group practices, and, just kind of like going down this vortex rabbit hole of how I could better improve it for everybody, so that it's a not necessarily easier experience, but they don't have to feel so like rushed with it to get things done. And I have said multiple times, like throughout the program and at the beginning too, like you have access to this course forever. Okay, you can go through these at your own pace. But as somebody who is a recovering perfectionist and overachiever myself, I can fully understand how I would want to rush through all this so that I'm caught up with everybody through the 12 weeks. Okay. But I create the Zoom sessions to where you don't need to be caught up. This is us coming together to love and support and uplift one another and do integration activities and fun things for our inner children. But at the same time, like, I totally get it, okay? And healing is not something that we necessarily need to rush, especially when it has to do with our inner children and teens, because they have been through some really heavy things. And the discovery questions and the homework that I give out in the Quantum Evolution Academy can bring up a lot of stuff. Okay, a lot of stuff from deep within your energy field and your Akashic records. And that's great. We love that, because that means that you were able to accelerate on your ascension journey and just feel better overall by releasing all this heavy, dense energy. But at the same token, you got to like look at all that stuff, right? So it can just be very of an intensive of a process. And before I started the program, I talked to my friend Molly, and she was like, this is gonna be a lot in 12 weeks. And I was like, yeah, but I don't know if anybody would be interested in joining a 6-week program. So I said, this is a very long time to be together, but there are different ways to do it moving forward, right? Like we could do, there's just like a myriad of things. But let me tell you where the started going off the rails here. Okay. So there is a spiritual coach and mentor who I very much look up to. She has helped me a lot on my journey, just from watching her YouTube videos. Okay. And she has a program that is not the same as mine. It's very different, but in some contexts it's similar. And this morning I went on there, shouldn't have done that. I went on there. Actually, I should have. You know what? Because I learned a lesson out of it. I went on there and I was like, I wonder what she is doing, like how she's structuring her program. And, you know, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, I got the download to do my program in the way that I was meant to do it. And can there be ways that I can improve or like shift things? You know, of course, right? And everything's going great right now. I want to say that too. Like everything's wonderful. I just don't want people to feel rushed in their healing process, in their healing journey. And I also didn't anticipate there was going to be so much content and implementation and like all of these things, but that comes with being a very intentional person, right? Like we tend to like not overdo, but put so much into one thing. Okay. So anyway, so I was looking at her website and I started having a lot of self-limiting beliefs come up. I was like, oh my gosh, she has this structured in a completely different way. And I just started like derailing. Okay. And I was like, you know what, Sage, we're not going to do that today. We are not going to do that. That is, oh, I'm going to tear up right now. Okay. That is behaviors of past versions of us to compare ourselves to other people and what they're doing. And just because somebody else is doing something amazing doesn't detract that we are too. Okay. I am constantly getting feedback from the QEA members about how this is life-changing and that it is giving them the support that they need in their life and that they're learning so many things and they're making all these changes in their life and they just feel seen, heard, and validated, and that their inner children and teens are healing and that they're just having an easier time traversing through life. Oh, I gotta record videos here in a minute. I'm trying not to cry. Okay. But crying is great. Crying is vulnerability. I just need to record things. Anyway. And it is a fantastic program. It's amazing. And I really just sat myself down and it didn't take a long time. I was just like, Sage, we can look at other people's things and decide what is in best resonance and alignment with us and take ideas. But what we don't need to do is compare what we're doing to somebody else. We are an expert in what we do. Okay, because all of that catastrophizing and self-limiting beliefs were coming up from a place of unworthiness and not fully believing in self, when I have time and time again proved that to be a false illusion. That is incorrect. Okay, like I have poured my heart and soul into this, making sure that it is super, super intentional and helping people on multitudes of layers. And it's an ever-growing program too. Like I tell everybody, every time that I update anything, everybody always has access to it. And it's going to continue to grow and evolve, and it's going to just become better and better and better as we go on. And the beautiful QAA members that I have right now have helped me in so many ways, like see things through different perspective lenses and how they could be better supported, different activities that I can include and how to make it even more fun and magical for their inner children and teens. And so it's a co-collaborative experience, which I'm very blessed and honored to participate in that way with everybody. If you're watching this, my beautiful QA members, but you know, we want to be the most intentional that we can possibly be. But what's not being intentional is comparing yourself to other people and what they're doing while detracting from your greatness and what you have to offer, and that you're amazing. And you love everybody very deeply, and that is showcased in everything that you do. And people do feel that, they do understand that. That's why they choose to let you lead them in their life or mentor them or coach them or however you show up for them, energy heal with them, right? Like they're coming to you for a specific reason. And I say all this because it helps me get all of these things out. I hope that my processes this morning help you in your journey if you're playing a comparison game, and to look at the things that you're doing with love and reverence and honor and respect, because you are amazing and you can take things that you love from what other people are doing, but not from a place of comparison and lack.